What if I told you that there was an all-Japanese girl group that promotes exactly like a Korean girl group that promotes their songs in South Korea on South Korean music shows, and oh by the way, all of their music is in all English? You would think I was crazy. Prior to 2022, nothing like that had ever existed before. Well, not until March 18th of 2022, when a new girl group would debut. They would be called XG.
Let another boy ruin the mascara.
It's my party. I can cry when I want to. Cry when I want to.
Don't mess with my mascara.
It's my party. I can cry when I want to. Cry when I want to.
Don't mess with my mascara.
XG, which is an acronym for Extraordinary Girls, is a 7-member Japanese girl group based in South Korea. They are formed by the label XGAL-X under Avex. Now there are 7 members, and I'm going to say the stage names and try to get them correct, but I'm probably going to butcher these names. There is Chisa, Kokona, Harvey, Hinata, Juria, Jurin, and Maya. While they are all Japanese, Harvey is both Japanese-Australian and Hinata is Japanese-Korean. They would debut on March 18th and would have their first comeback on June 29th. They've also been recently teasing a new release soon on their Instagram account, and it seems pretty different than what we've gotten so far. Well, what kind of music do they make? What have we gotten so far from them? Tippy Toes would be their debut single on March 18th, and it is interesting. Tippy Toes seems to be an extensive dance track with a lot of trap influence. I believe Tippy Toes was a good debut choice for them because it shows off how confident the members are, both with their singing abilities, their rapping abilities, and their dancing abilities. You have to understand, and we'll get into this a little bit, but XG is an incredibly well-balanced group talent-wise. While I believe Tippy Toes was a good debut, I didn't think it was amazing. I think the production was a little bit repetitive. I remember when I first listened to it and Fearless by LE SSERAFIM, I thought that they were very similar, and I've kind of hold the same thoughts for both songs. Their first comeback on June 29th would be Mascara, and this is a much better improvement as a first comeback song. I think it is way better than Tippy Toes in basically every single way. The production still seems to keep a lot of the trap influence while increasing the creativity of the production. Tippy Toes had some really cool choreo moments, like when all the members did a Michael Jackson lean. That was probably one of the coolest moments I've ever had reacting to a song. Dude, that was fucking cool as hell. Did they just Michael Jackson? But I think all around, Mascara has more fluid choreo that works. I also think more members get to shine in this song a lot more. Members like Hinata and Maya get a lot more screen time. I also think the chorus is a lot more catchy, specifically the final chorus when they mesh the chorus and pre-chorus together. This improvement was reflected on the popularity again. Tippy Toes did pretty well when it comes to views on YouTube, but Mascara currently almost has 40 million views, which I know doesn't mean everything in the current day and age for idol groups when it comes to views. But if you go on Weverse and try to buy either one of their limited edition single CDs, both of them are currently sold out, so that's a good sign for any sort of group. And one thing I do have to give them props for is that they have 2 all-English songs that aren't cringy to listen to. When it comes to using English lyrics in K-pop music specifically, sometimes K-pop groups won't be able to incorporate the lyrics properly, leading to some really cringy lines. But I think that XGAL-X did a really great job at creating some music that sounds pretty authentic. And again, the way this group promotes kind of just blows my mind how consistently good it is. Besides their 2 singles, they do a lot of behind-the-scenes content and also promote the girls individually doing covers. Before the group debuted, Jurin and Harvey already performed a cover of Rob Stone's Chill Bill, which is incredibly ballsy to do, by the way. And Juria and Chisa performed a cover of Justin Bieber's Peaches. And since then, there has been multiple covers by both the group and individuals and their own content. I completely forgot to mention this, but they also did their own cypher with Kokona, Maya, Harvey, and Jurin. And let me just say, bro, let me put it down. It was fire. Unironically, bro, XG has better female rapping talent than potentially any 4th generation girl group, and I'm not joking. The only 4th gen female rapper that I think comes close in K-pop to them is Soyeon, and that's basically it. Soyeon is probably, I would say, on like a Jurin or Kokona level, right? But like even Maya, Kokona, Jurin specifically Like, they were fire. Even Harvey was fire. You know what I mean? But, like, specifically, I like Jordan and Kokona's the most because I like the samples they use the most. But, like, yeah, damn, that cypher, bro, that was a crazy display of talent posted on their channel. I have to give props to XGALX and Avex Company for how equally they treat the members of this group. When it comes to a lot of K-pop groups, a lot of companies will tend to sometimes favor one or two idols in a group by giving them more elaborate, expensive sets for their birthday celebrations, or doing special things for their individual lives. But, you know, Avex Company, each of the members seems to just be treated equally, and that's a good thing because it makes every single one of the members feel involved. Even if, you know, one member gets more lines than the other, they all seem like they have a staple place in the group. And look, when there's other fourth generation girl groups like Kepler, or maybe like an NMIXX, where, you know, these groups, they have, you know, a good thing going, but some of the members, they just don't really seem they have a place in the group. XG is different, in which every single member feels like they are needed. Chisa and Juria are both very impressive vocalists. Maya and Kokona are already very talented rappers. Harvey and Hinata already have very good stage presence. And Jordan is like that all-around commander that you want in a group when they're performing. Whenever she's in the middle, she really like commands the stage, and she really is confident in the way she performs, and I feel like you kind of need someone in the group like that. She's also really good at snowboarding. In one of the behind the scenes, they showed her snowboarding, and she's like genuinely really good at it, and I'm really jealous. The group has already been shown to be grabbing some attention from some more prominent figures in the music industry. I believe Jid posted on his Instagram story about Kokona, and just the other day, Jackson Wang said that XG was the future. I think he self-titled the group's music as Asian pop, which I agree. Because really, what are you going to define XG as, right? They're all Japanese, but they promote as a Korean girl group, and all of their music is in all English. It's really hard to try to stick a pin in what kind of genre they are, and the real answer is I just think that they're a global girl group at this point. I don't really think their music falls into K-pop, nor does it fall into J-pop. In reality, both Tippy Toes and Mascara take a lot of influences from trap pop music from the West. And, you know, once you get past like what the fuck is going on with this group, you start to realize what the aim of this group is and what they're trying to do. I don't really think their concept is badass. I don't really think it's girl crush. I think it's like confident. It's a very confident concept. The way they perform on stage is confident. They sing live. Their dance moves are very confident. I mean, like, you have to be confident to do a Michael Jackson lean in the middle of your choreo. Like that is literal confidence. One thing I want to say is that XG and what they remind me of, the way they make me feel when I listen to their music, when I watch their performances, is very similar to the way I felt when I first got into K-pop and when I saw Blackpink for the first time. Now, I don't want to make this comparison and be like, oh, Blackpink is better than XG or XG is better than Blackpink. That's not the comparison I'm making. I'm just saying that when I saw Blackpink for the first time, I got this very confident aura from them, and it made me fall in love with K-pop in general. XG, to me, is incredibly similar. They ooze this confidence, this very like genuine personality. Again, I think XGALX and Avex Company does a very good job of promoting them, giving them behind the scenes stuff to watch. They have a very active social media account. Recently, they just announced that they're doing a Season's Greetings, which is the first physical thing that's not a limited edition thing that you can buy for them, which is really insane that they're doing a Season's Greetings. I feel like that's like just a K-pop thing. Shit, if I already didn't have 3 Season's Greetings in my collection, I would consider getting theirs, and I may still consider getting it. I don't really want to make this video seem like, oh, you know, there's some sort of like real underdogs that no one's heard about. Like, they're popular, right? They have attracted views on YouTube. They have sold out when it comes to a lot of their merchandise. People know who they are, but the thing is, I feel like people sometimes don't want to pay attention because of how threatening they are musically and popularity wise to some of these other 4th gen girl groups. I'm not saying that XG is on, you know, IVE's level or LE SSERAFIM's level or really New Jeans level or even Kepler or NMIXX's level when it comes to popularity or notoriety. But I do think that some K-pop fans will look at XG and say like, oh, they're just trying to copy K-pop. But in reality, I think they're doing more than just copying K-pop. I think they're kind of molding it. K-pop is a genre of music that is going to grow out of South Korea, right? It's going to get big enough to where we're going to see more Japanese idol groups promote like K-pop groups. You know, Japanese idol groups already existed, like HKT48, AKT48, whatever. But those are different. It's much different in the way they operate. But now we're starting to see more Japanese idol groups spring up that are more like K-pop groups. Chinese idol groups, Wavy has been a thing for a while. It's a Chinese group that's promoted like a K-pop group. Super M is still a K-pop group, but they are literally made to combat BTS and be promoted for the West. There were talks and are talks about making a English branch of NCT with like NCT Los Angeles or something like that. K-pop at this point isn't a genre of music as much as it is a form of entertainment. And XG is proof that it doesn't just need to be confined to South Korea and a girl group. I know they're based in South Korea, but again, they're not a South Korean K-pop group. I think XG is exciting, man. They got a lot of flavor to them. They're really, really talented. Like, again, I think they're uber talented. I think they're promoted well. I think their music isn't amazing yet. Again, I would still take a ton of K-pop rookies right now music over theirs, but I think it's getting there, right? Like, Mascara is a fun song. I do listen to that occasionally. And I think that the company has shown that they're not afraid to overstep boundaries that haven't been crossed before. When it comes to charting in Japan, Mascara topped at 14th, and at the MTV Japan Awards, they won the Rising Star Award. So, like, they doing stuff, right? Like, they making moves, and I think some people got to pay attention to them because they're on the rise in the background. They're in the shadows, really, because, again, they're not technically K-pop, so a lot of K-pop fans don't pay attention to them. I'm really interested to see what their next release is going to be. Again, they've been teasing it on their Instagram. It seems like it's going to be a lot different than what they've been doing. Tell me what you guys think about them down below, and if you haven't checked out their music yet, I would highly recommend doing it and checking out some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. It's very funny, it's very interesting to see them as a group and, how they've been formed. Again, they've been in the woodworks now for, since 2017. It was theorized for a while that their company was in joint with YG, and YG came out and said, no. So yeah, I would like to hear your thoughts about this group down below, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. If you made it this far in the video and are wondering who my bias is for the group, it's Hinata. I think she's adorable. She also needs to get more lines. She gets almost no lines, yet she's an incredibly capable singer. But that's it for me. Let's hear Hinata sing us out.
전화가 울리네